What's up, guys? It's KB. Make sure you subscribe to the Underground Sports Philadelphia YouTube channel. Click the bell icon down below so you don't miss a single video from us. And thanks for tuning in to another video from Underground Sports Philadelphia. Now let's get into it.
Philadelphia, baby, you're going to love it. Best sports fans in the world. Actually, the worst, but that's what makes them the best.
What is going on, everybody? Welcome into the Timmy Turner episode of Underground Sports Philadelphia. It's episode 613 because Timmy always goes to the bathroom at 613. It's KB coming at you. I know this episode is long overdue. Just recovering and getting back from PLL Championship Series, which I'll touch on a little bit, but we're going to be talking about that a whole lot on the network between this show and OTB over the next couple of weeks, which is going to be a doozy of a time. Stay tuned for all the content we have coming. I promise you it's going to be awesome. But this is going to be a quick hit episode. You see the Phillies hat on my head if you're watching on YouTube, which you should be watching on YouTube, and you should be subscribed to Underground Sports Philadelphia on YouTube. I'm just going to touch quickly on the big Phillies free agent signing that happened while I was in Virginia, and we'll keep it pushing, and then we'll be back to our regularly scheduled programming for the most part moving forward. But before we get into everything, obviously, make sure you guys are following us on the socials at Underground PHI, Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, Threads, Facebook.com/UndergroundSportsPHI, Twitch.tv/UndergroundSportsPHI. Couldn't think of the website real quick. Sorry about that. Of course, follow me on Twitter at KBIZZL311 and Instagram and Threads KBIZZLE11. Subscribe to the podcast feed on Apple, Spotify, or wherever you get your podcasts. Leave a 5-star rating and review. It goes a long way for helping this show continue to grow. It helps more people find Underground Sports Philadelphia. We have a lot of awesome stuff planned for the spring and summer coming up that you won't want to miss out on. And the more you guys subscribe, the more feasible that kind of stuff becomes. So keep subscribing wherever you get your podcasts in audio form. Apple, Spotify, wherever it may be. Those two are the big ones. Leave a 5-star rating and review. And, of course, subscribe to the Underground Sports Philadelphia YouTube channel, youtube.com/@Underground Sports Philadelphia. And when I say @ I mean the little @ symbol. That's where you get full video episodes of this show twice a week, full video episodes of every show on our network, shorts, clips, live streams, original video content. It's all on our YouTube channel, youtube.com/@Underground Sports Philadelphia. We're at 744 subscribers right now. Let's keep the subscriber train rolling. Let's get to 800, 900, and then 1,000. And obviously then we're going population matching, and we're trying to match populations of countries as we keep progressing. So keep subscribing, youtube.com/@Underground Sports Philadelphia. And of course, this show, as always, is presented by the City of Vineland, our awesome hometown, who gets behind us and supports us 110%. And the City of Vineland Municipal Calendar, which features city-organized, city-sponsored, and city-affiliated events that are of public interest, is accessible at vinelandcity.org, and it's a good way for residents and visitors to build awareness, remain engaged with city government, and participate in local events. You can also follow the City of Vineland on social media via their Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, and YouTube pages. And through these tools, you can stay connected to the community and get important announcements about programs and services offered by the city. Vineland, New Jersey, where it's always growing season. And big thank you to Security 21 Security Systems and Paul J. Gillespie Incorporated for their continued support of this podcast. Like I mentioned, the big news on this bad boy is that the Philadelphia Phillies signed Whit Merrifield to a 1-year contract with a 1-year option for 2025. Huge, big-time move to elongate the bench, give your entire roster even more depth. Whit Merrifield, a former league leader in hits, can play all over the diamond, all over the outfield, has played at least one game at every position in the major leagues except for catcher and pitcher, which you don't really need him there when you have the best catcher in baseball and you've got the rotations the Phillies have. Whit Merrifield is a player that I have long enjoyed watching play, whether it was with the Royals. Obviously, he spent time with the Blue Jays last season. He's an awesome player. Bryce Harper sounded fired up to have Whit Merrifield on this team, and I think he's going to help this team in a lot of ways, from getting playing time as a everyday player potentially to being like your top bench bat, coming off the bench, getting clutch hits for you. He's the type of player that a championship team needs. He can play all over the outfield. He can play some left field, play some center field for you, play some infield on days you want to give Trey Turner or Bryson Stott a day off. I think it's a brilliant move by Dave Dombrowski. It's 1 year, $8 million with an option for 2025. He's a great piece. He's a veteran leader. A great voice to have in the locker room, I think, to really help kind of not like bat signal, but like help these younger guys as well, along with the guys who have been here veteran-wise, learn what it takes to win a championship. Because if I'm not mistaken, Whit Merrifield was on that Royals team that won in... No, Whit Merrifield was not on the Royals that won the World Series. He missed it by 1 year. Whit Merrifield missed the World Series Royals team by 1 year. That's crazy. Wow. He missed that run by 1 year. He's with the Royals from 2016 to 2022, and then with the Blue Jays from 2022 to 2023. He's 35 years old. He's here to win a championship, and that's the cool part about this, too, is you're getting veteran players like Taijuan Walker last year, like Matt Strahm last year. You know, Michael Lorenzen, who was here last year. I would love to have him back, but if he's not, it sucks, but, you know, he's a dog. And now you have somebody like Whit Merrifield who's coming to the Phillies because they know they have what it takes to win a championship. And I think having Whit Merrifield on this team is going to be huge. He's a 3-time All-Star, 3-time stolen base leader. Last time he won the AL stolen base title was 2021, so not that long ago. You know, his career hits, he's got 1,184 career batting average at 284, 90 career home runs, 470 RBI career, 201 stolen bases. He's a very awesome player, and I think he fits into this Phillies puzzle really, really well. You know, you're not going to have to rely on somebody like Rodolfo Castro to be a bench piece for you. I think this makes things for somebody like Edmundo Sosa a lot easier for him. To kind of just be the type of player that the Phillies need him to be, and he can learn from Whit Merrifield. You know, the Phillies bench situation is going to be a fascinating thing to watch in spring training. I think it's Whit Merrifield on the bench, Garrett Stubbs, obviously, and Edmundo Sosa, and then you're going to have a battle, you know, for that fourth outfielder spot. Or I should say fifth outfielder spot, because, you know, you're going to have Whit Merrifield in the mix there too. But I think Pache is going to make the roster, and he'll either come off the bench sometimes or he'll be playing left field, center field, along with Brandon Marsh when he's all healthy and ready to go. You know, Jake Cave is still battling for a spot. Cody Clemens is battling for a spot. You know, David Dahl was also signed by the Phillies, who I love. I think he's a sneaky guy to make the roster. The Phillies have a lot of options that can really make this team click and make this team go. And I think Whit Merrifield is a good sign. And I think it's another good sign for potentially bringing in one of these other big-name free agents on the pitching side of things, whether it's Blake Snell or Jordan Montgomery. I know it's been a long game for those guys trying to get their bag that they rightfully deserve. But, you know, we're slowly approaching March, and they still haven't signed. They're still not getting the contracts that they're hoping for. Pretty soon, Scott Boras is going to have to pivot and going to have to go big money, short amount of years, and maybe these guys hit free agency again after a year or two. But I think it's a good sign for the Phillies to potentially capitalize on bringing one of those guys into the rotation and making this team that much better, making them that much more poised to go on a World Series run and hopefully bring John Middleton his trophy back. I think Whit Merrifield is a perfect late off-season addition right before spring training kicks off, and he's in camp now, not missing much time. I think it's a great signing. Great job by Dave Dombrowski. $8 million is not that big a deal, and there is no such thing as a bad one-year deal. I love the Whit Merrifield signing. Happy he's here. He's going to wear number 9 for the Phillies, and I think he's gonna help this team win some ball games this year for sure. That's all I got for you guys on this episode. Make sure you're following us at Underground PHI, Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, Threads, Facebook.com/UndergroundSportsPHI, Twitch.tv/UndergroundSportsPHI. Follow me on Twitter at KBIZZL311. Subscribe to the podcast feed on Apple, Spotify, wherever you get your podcasts. Leave a 5-star rating and review. Subscribe to the Underground Sports Philadelphia YouTube channel, youtube.com/@undergroundsportsphiladelphia. Get your merch at phiapparel.co. Code Underground for 10% off your orders. And this has been the Timmy Turner, real quick, double T in the morning episode of Underground Sports Philadelphia, episode number 613. We'll catch you guys on the next episode. But until then, big thank you to the city of Vineland. As I mentioned earlier, the presenting sponsor of this show, and whether you're a company looking to expand, relocate, or you're a new business startup, selecting the right location is critical to your success. Vineland, New Jersey offers both an affordable business location and an excellent quality of life. The city's economic development department is a one-stop source for moving your project through the development and approval process, and their goal is to make this process as smooth as possible and to provide the fastest turnaround times in the region. If you're considering potential locations for your operation, contact the Vineland Economic Development Team at 856-794-4100. That's 856-794-4100. Vineland, New Jersey, where it's always growing season. And big thank you to Security 21 Security Systems and Paul J. Gillespie Incorporated for their continued support of this podcast. And like I mentioned, it's the Timmy Turner episode number 613. Hope everybody goes to the bathroom just like Timmy. Episode 613 of Underground Sports Philadelphia. I'm your boy KB. We'll catch you on the next episode, but until then, we are signing off. Peace.